Something changed in your business this year, and I don't think most people have named it correctly yet. Before I get into it, the disclosure I make every time. What you're watching right now is my digital clone. My face, my voice, a script I wrote and never stood in front of a camera to read. I tell you that at the top of every video because I spend a lot of time telling you to be genuine. And the way I stay genuine about this is by never letting you wonder. This is the demo. The system that made this video is the same system I'm about to describe. Here it is. Intelligence used to be the expensive part of a business. Think about what that actually meant for the last 30 years because I was there for all of it. You paid for the person who knew the answer. You paid the strategist who could see around the corner. You paid the writer who could make it land, the analyst who could read the numbers, the consultant who'd seen your problem before. Those people were rare. Rare made them expensive. And having access to them when your competitor didn't was the advantage. That was the whole game for 3 decades. Now anybody with $20 a month has all of them in a browser tab. I want to be precise about what that did, because almost every take I read on this gets it wrong in one direction or the other. One camp says nothing changed and it's all hype. The other says everything changed and we're all finished. Both are wrong. Here's what actually happened. It did not make everybody smart. It made smart cheap. Those are different, and the difference is where your next few years live. When a thing gets cheap, it doesn't get better. It gets everywhere. Good writing is cheap now. That doesn't mean the average piece of writing you read is better than it was 3 years ago. In a lot of cases, it's worse, because there's so much more of it and most of it means nothing. Good analysis is cheap. Good design is cheap. Decent video is cheap. The floor came up for every single person at once, including you, including me, including the person you're competing with for the same client. And this is the part people miss, because it doesn't feel like it should be true. When the floor comes up for everyone, the floor stops being an advantage. Everything you used to win on that was just being more competent than the other guy. That mostly stopped working this year. If your edge was that you wrote better emails than your competitor, that edge is gone. If your edge was that your proposals looked more professional, gone. If your edge was that you knew a framework they didn't, they can have it in 9 seconds. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I'd rather you hear it from somebody who's on your side. And when a thing gets cheap, the money doesn't disappear. It moves. It moves to whatever the cheap thing can't replace. Let me make this concrete with something that happened to me last week. I got 40 good ideas out of AI. 40. Every one of them defensible. I could have made a case for any of them in a meeting. I used 2. Now, most people hear that and think I wasted 38 ideas. That's backwards. Those 38 weren't waste. Throwing them out was the work. Think about what the bottleneck used to be. You'd sit at a blank page. Nothing would come. You'd go make coffee, come back, still nothing. The scarce resource was generation. Getting something, anything, out of your own head and onto the page. Every productivity system ever built was designed around that problem. Brainstorm more. Fill the funnel. Get the ideas out. That problem is solved. Permanently. It is not coming back. So now you sit down and in 9 seconds you have 40 options and every one of them is fine. And fine is the new enemy. Fine is what everybody has. Fine is the thing your competitor generated this morning. Fine is what the machine produces by default because it's built to produce the most probable good answer. And the most probable good answer is by definition the one everyone else is going to get too. Nobody has ever built a business on the most probable answer. So how do I actually pick 2 out of 40? Because use your judgment is the kind of advice that sounds wise and helps nobody. 2 questions. That's the whole filter. Question 1. Could anybody in my industry have generated this? If yes, it goes. Not because it's bad, but because it's available. If the same prompt in my competitor's browser produces the same idea, I'm not putting my name on it. That's not a differentiator. That's a coincidence waiting to happen. Question 2. Does this require something only I have? My 30 years. A specific loss I took that taught me something. A relationship. A piece of data I went and got that nobody else bothered to go get. A position I hold that most of my industry disagrees with. If the answer is yes to question 2, it ships. Every time. Even if it's rougher than the other 39. Here's why that second question matters more than it looks. The E-model doesn't have your losses. It has never been told no by a bank on a Tuesday and had to go back to your team on Wednesday. It doesn't have your reasons for believing what you believe. That's not a limitation of the technology. That's just what the technology is. It's built from what's already been said. You are built from what happened to you. Now let's put money on it, because that's the part that matters. Everything you charge for right now that a machine does in 9 seconds is going to keep getting cheaper. That's not a prediction. That's already happening. And you've probably already had the conversation with a client who wondered out loud whether they still need you for that part. They don't. Let it go. Fighting for that revenue is fighting the tide, and everything a machine cannot do just became worth more than it has ever been in your career. Your judgment about which of the 40 is right, your proof, meaning things you've actually done and can show, your relationships, meaning who picks up when you call, and whether people believe you, which is the one nobody can buy and everybody needs. Those 4 are the whole business now. They were always the real business. Cheap intelligence just made it obvious by stripping away everything that used to hide it. So here's what I want you to do, and I want you to actually do it, not just nod at it. Ask yourself one question and answer it honestly. If your competitor woke up tomorrow morning with your exact AI stack, your exact prompts, your exact workflow, all of it, starting from zero, on Monday, what would you still have that they wouldn't? If the honest answer is nothing, don't panic and don't argue with it. That's not a doom sentence. That's the most useful list you'll write this year, because now you know exactly what to build. I'll go first so you know I'm not asking you to do something I won't. What I've got is 30 years of watching what actually closes and what only sounds good in a meeting, and a room full of people who pick up the phone when I call. Neither of those came from a subscription. Both of them took years, and nobody can generate either one. Intelligence got cheap. Judgment got expensive. Go find out which one you've been selling. That's it for this one. If you want the checklist I use to make sure none of this AI-assisted work sounds like a machine wrote it, it's called the Bot Check, and it's free with the newsletter. Links in the description. I'll see you Wednesday.